Hello students, in this program, in this C# program, we see how for each loop works inside C#. Now, for each loops are used for accessing the array values or array elements in forward direction. For accessing array elements one by one from an array, and if we want to access the arrays in forward direction, then by using the simple loop we can use for each loop. So we will see how for each we can use inside C#. Now I am declaring one integer type array here and initializing some constant value here. Again I am declaring one string type array, and I am giving names as array name to string array and assigning some string values. Here I am declaring plus initializing array. In this way you can initialize arrays at the time of declaration. So I am declaring here two arrays, n of integer type and names of string type, and also I am initializing both the arrays. Now if I want to display the elements of n one by one, then I can use for each loop. The syntax for each is the data type. The type of array is int, so I am giving here int and one variable, then keyword int, and here is the array name. Then what is the meaning of this for each syntax? This is the element I am accessing from this array. So this array is of integer type, so I am giving here int, means data type for this element is int. And what is the meaning of this for each? I am accessing element from this array. So the syntax is data type of array type. Array type is equal to this data type, then any variable you can declare here, then in keyword is there, and after that array name is there. Now if I am writing console.write line, and if I display this element, then I will get this 45, 67, 89, 90, 56, which are array elements. And my final line is console.read key. So in this for each loop, at first iteration, first element of this array, which is 45, stored inside this element variable, and we display it. Then at the second iteration, second value from this array, which is 67, stored inside this element, then we display it. Then for third iteration, third value from array accessed and stored inside this element variable, and then we print it. In this way, up to last element for each loop will be executed. If n having 10 elements, then for each loop will be executed 10 times. If n having 5 elements, then for each loop will be executed 5 times. In this way, for each loop works. Now I am running this program, and we will see what is the output for this program. So I am getting this output 45, which is first element, then 67, then 89, then 90, and finally 56. So there are 5 elements, so my for each loop will be executed 5 times. In this way, instead of using regular for loop, we can use for each loop for accessing array elements one by one in forward direction. So if I want to access these strings from this names array one by one, then again I am using same for each loop. I can use this for each. Now I need to change this data type because this names having string data type. So I need to change here the data type as string, and in here my array name is names. So for this for each loop, how this for each loop executes, from at first iteration, first value from names array means Sita will be stored inside this element and we print it. Then at second iteration, second value from this names array means here it is a Ram will be stored inside this element variable, and then we will print it. Then at third iteration, third value will be stored inside this ELE variable, and then we print it. Then Swati will be stored inside this ELE. Means one by one values will be stored from respective array into this variable, and we can process this variable inside this for loop. Here we are not processing on it, only we display it. So again, if I run this program, then first integer array will be displayed, and then string array will be displayed. String array here displayed Sita, Ram, Ganesh, Swati, Rekha and Neelam. There are 6 values inside this names array. So 6 times this for each loop executed. So this is the output. Now what are the advantages of for each? This is better to understand. When we go through for each, if I want to access the array elements one by one, and if I want to access whole elements, all the elements one by one and in forward direction only, then I go through for each loop. And this for each loop we use for read only purpose, means we can't change the values inside this array by using for each. So this is one of the disadvantage of for each. That is, I tell once again what is the disadvantage of for each. We can't change the elements or we can't change the values of array by using for each. This is only read only purpose, means we use for each for reading the values from an array and only in forward direction. Means we can't access the array elements in reverse order. Means by using simple for loop we can access forward direction or in backward direction array. From last to first we can go by using a simple for loop. But by using for each loop we go only from first to last and not from last to first. So only forward direction is there. By using for each loop we can access the whole elements of an array only in forward direction, and this for each is used for read only purpose, means for accessing the values and not for updating the array values. So this is about for each. So do this program by yourself, practice it. Thank you.